Here I am once again. I pour out my heart, for I know that you hear every cry. You are listening, no matter what state. My heart is in you, are faithful to answer with words that are true and a hope that is real as I feel your touch. You bring a freedom to all that's within in the safety of this place. I'm longing to pour out my heart, say that I love you. Pour out my heart, say that I need you. Pour out my heart, say that I'm thankful. Pour out my heart.
Hi, welcome to Verse of the Day. My name is Brandon Hathaway, and I'm the preacher here at the Westside Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. And I want to thank you for joining me today as we open up the Bible and study the Word of God. Today we are in Isaiah chapter 13, and we're going to start with verse 6. Isaiah 13, I'm going to start with verse 6. It says here, "Well, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It will come as destruction from the Almighty. Therefore all the hands will be limp, every man's heart will melt, and they will be afraid. Pangs and sorrows will take hold of them. They will be in pain as a woman in childbirth. They will be amazed at one another. Their faces will be like flames. Behold, the day of the Lord comes, cruel, with both wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And he will come, he will destroy its sinners from it, and their stars of heaven and the constellations will not give their light. The sun will be darkened in its going forth, and the moon will not cause its light to shine." And so here it brings out, behold, the day of the Lord. Day of the Lord. And anytime it talks about the day of the Lord, it is typically talking about a day of judgment, a day in which the Lord has set judgment. Today we use the term the day of the Lord, which again, I don't think it's something that mankind has kind of used. If you hear that, we think it's Sunday, right? Today is the day of the Lord, the day we gather together to worship. But if you're using it in biblical context, if you search the word day of the Lord, it's usually always in reference to a day in which God is set judgment and punishment upon people. Just like here in Isaiah 13, it says it twice there in verse 6, while the day of the Lord is at hand. And it goes through and talks about all the destruction in which he's going to do, and the pain and suffering that's about to come upon these men, these people. Again in verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord comes, cruel, with both wrath and fierce anger. The day of the Lord in the New Testament, again, speaking of that day in which the Lord will return and this world will be melted up and all will be judged. And so that is truly the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord that we are looking to the future, forward to, is that day in which Jesus will return. And again, we say, well, that's a day of judgment. Why would we look forward to that? But also, if our life's right with God, then we do look forward to that day. We look forward to the day in which we no longer go through the temptations of this world and have to worry about falling short and facing God's wrath. But we look forward to that day in which he shall return and will be caught up in the air, and that we'll have that home in heaven. And so, because and much like this, if we're not ready, again, you read through the pain and suffering that it talks about in just these verses, but you can go through and again read the rest of the chapter as he brings up that he's going to come upon those who continuously do evil and that has iniquity, and so he plans on punishing them. It'll be pain as a woman in childbirth. Goes forth and that to lay the land desolate, he will destroy its sinners from it, and the sun and the moon, the stars, all the lights from the heavens, they will not shine their light to them. And so it's not it's not a good day. It's a day that those who are in sin will be punished. And so, anyways, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that everybody has a blessed day today, and if the Lord is willing, I will